Welcome to Njenje Media channel. This is a channel where we review and we look at issues that affect the society that we live in. And we look at things and we present them the way they are. For today, we will be looking at how Allen Onyema started Airpeace and how he made his money. Go grab your seat, come close, and let us review this. This is a very important and eye-opening presentation. Once more, this is Njenje Media channel where we review the truth behind the headlines you read every single day. When the news broke over last weekend that Allen Onyema had been indicted in the United States of America for multi-million-dollar fraud, a question that echoed among Nigerians was how he moved from relative obscurity to becoming one of the biggest players in Nigerian aviation sector in just less than half a decade, basically in less than 5 years. If you guys remember, when Airpeace started making wave, some people linked Airpeace to Mama P, meaning that was Goodluck Jonathan's wife. But Allen Onyema, who is from Mbosi, in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State, has in several occasions denied any link to Mama P, that is Goodluck Jonathan's wife. Some commentators said that the indictment buttressed their suspicion of Mr. Onyema might be a fraudster like many Nigerian businessmen with unexplained wealth, while others, kind of scratched their head and rehacked old claims that he had been fronting for unscrupulous politicians. Like we said before, like some people argue that he was fronting for Mrs. Jonathan, who cornered public wealth and public fund and invested same through Allen Onyema. Mr. Onyema established Airpeace Limited in 2013, and by the end of 2018, it had gained the largest share in Nigerian domestic air travel, according to Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority. Remember, Nigeria before Airpeace had Arik Air, had air contractors, had Dana Air, but those ones are now like, Keke Marwa, or what the people that live within Lagos can say they are now like Molue. The airline also recorded tremendous breakthrough in foreign travels, flying to more countries in Asia, Europe, and Africa than any other Nigerian commercial flights operator. Earlier this year, recall, the company announced it was expanding both its fleet and destinations, which would include Atlanta Houston, and effectively asserted its place in a blue-chip entity in the Nigerian aviation industry. However, Friday last week, as most Nigerians that went to bed early on Saturday woke up, and the news was all over that daunted the Nigerian populace with a very bombastic and daunting indictment. But all that came as it came in raised more suspicion with the allegation that came in on Friday that the man behind the thriving airline had been involved in multiple layers of sharp practices spanning various years in the United States of America. The U.S. Department of Justice said that Mr. Onyema was indicted by a grand jury on several counts of criminal charges bordering on identity theft, bank fraud, and money laundering. Facing the charges along him is Ejirogene Agaga, that is Airpeace Head of Finance and Administration. Now, note here that at this stage, Njenje Media will repeat, as we have been saying since Saturday, indictment in such cases in the United States or anywhere within the Western world is nothing and cannot amount to conviction. We maintain at Njenje Media that we believe that anything that has to do with Allen Onyema is happening because he wanted to play within the league of big boys. We know at Njenje Media that the moment he started going into the international route, we knew that his days as a high-flying guy are numbers. The full indictment narrates how Mr. Onyema, aided by his alleged accomplice, Mrs. Agage, alleged raised several letters of credit to buy the same planes he said already purchased and added to Airpeace fleet of commercial airlines in Nigeria. Based on these dubious letters of credit, American banking giant Wells Fargo transferred more than $21 million to bank accounts of US-based Springfield Aviation, a suspected shell company registered and controlled by Allen Onyema. Wells Fargo paid the money to Mr. Allen Onyema in a series of transactions between 2010 and between 10th February 2007 and February 20th, 2018, court documents showed and indicated. However, within hours after the indictment was made public, Mr. Onyema released a statement pushing back strongly against the charges. He said he will vigorously defend his honor in court, but did not indicate whether or not he will be heading to the United States of America. We at Njenje Media equally think at this point there is no reason that why he should go to the United States of America. These are type of cases that does not warrant jail time. If there were some infractions, the airline could be fined and they will pay fine. After all, we had when MTN had some infractions in Nigeria and we fined them. So if they cannot pay, they will now have to arrange how they pay. So this is not a jailable offense, as the case is. Now, based on these charges, American prosecutors have secured court warrant for the arrest of Mr. Onyema and Egaga in the United States. Corresponding warrant has also been issued for Canadian authorities to detain both suspects, if they should either be found in Canada or in America. Now, there is still one fundamental question that is still, I know many of you will still be thinking as you read or as you listen to Njenje Media right now. The question remains, how did Onyema finance Airpeace? Now here is the puzzle, and you can only hear this from Njenje Media. Although a large section of the Nigerian social media already expressed doubt that about the veracity of American charges against Mr. Onyema, even before his rebuttal Saturday morning, many others withheld their support for the businessman because they felt the source of his wealth, especially how he acquired Airpeace, had been shrouded in secrecy. It is only in Nigeria that someone can become billionaire overnight, and you cannot unravel how he accumulated his wealth, no matter how deep you dig. A business analyst, Odijagbede, told Premium Times when they spoke to Premium Times, it is one of the reasons I have been very, very reluctant to go with those who say we should give Mr. Onyema the benefit of doubt. Anyway, one can always say that Mr. Ojigbede is a little bit envious of Onyema, but be that as it may, that is his own opinion. Mr. Ojigbade said that he was particularly gripped by a section of the indictment which said that Mr. Onyema established several non-profit organizations to move funds around in a manner typical to money laundering. Wow. When they say that something is typical to money laundering does not mean it is money laundering. We will come to that when Njenje Media will now review why and how those charitable organizations came into the equation. Since he was said to would clear his name in the court, I look forward to seeing how he plans to address charges of drafting fake purchase documents and using proceeds of non-profit directly to fund commercial business, Mr. Ojigbade said. Now, again, this is not a jailable offense. If funds were commingled from a charitable organization, the question is that the perpetrator will be fined. You will be fined. There are some codes guiding NGO money movement in Nigeria, and now it is left for the Nigerian government to check if that code is broken, and if it's broken, then of course yes, he should be fined on that. American authorities, let us continue here. American authorities say that Mr. Onyema used about $3 million from his NGO, including Foundation for Ethnic Harmony, International Center for Nonviolence and Peace Development, All Time Peace Media Communication Limited, and Every Child Limited to buy plane for Airpeace. Now, again, see, these are things that we don't think it is, actually the way it is, but we will come to that later. However, if we remember that if we remember that in 2007, with an interview with City People, an entertainment weekly magazine based in Lagos, in that interview, Onyema expressed his irritation about a perennial rumor that he had been fronting for Patience Goodluck Jonathan in operating airpeace, only because Goodluck Jonathan's wife is from Okrika and Onyema is from Anambra, and because Goodluck Jonathan's wife is fondly referred to as Mama P, and airpeace equally starts with P, and people started rumoring that is Mrs. Jonathan's plane. Actually, at that point in time, Onyema actually clarified that he has nothing to do with the wife of the former president of Nigeria, that is Mrs. Jonathan. There is God. He said he grew up in Warri. But now let us get into the real gist here. How this is the background of Onyema. Grab your seat. Make sure you listen attentively now. Now, Mr. Onyema said, that's according to the interview he granted in 2017. He said he grew up in Warri, but moved to Lagos shortly after graduating from the University of Ibadan and becoming a lawyer in 1989. When he moved to Lagos in 1990, he initially joined a law firm where he worked for a few years before going into real estate. At least, Owazurike, the leader of MASOB, the breakaway separatist group of the Biafran agitation group, said this much in his statement and a video that he gave out on Sunday, saying he worked with Onyema in Lagos. They went into real estate in Lagos when he could not sell a plot of land or even anything, that Onyema was selling like 10, 11, 12. So he had the gift of wealth making. Now let us go back to how he made this money. So again, when he came to Lagos, he eventually moved from practicing law to real estate. It was in the real estate that he now became fortunate from selling lands in Lekki and other prized areas in Nigeria commercial capital. By 2018, according to Onyema, we quote, "I was receiving about 18% interest on my deposit. I was building estate from interest alone," he told City People. He said it was in 2008 that he discussed launching airpeace with his wife, and getting a license for the airline took several years with exhaustive effort. And it appears this is a man that is focused. In 2008, he was already planning, that's about 11 years today, planning how to establish an airline, and actually applied for that. Now, what people should know is, if as of 2008, Goodluck Jonathan was only a vice president, barely 1 year in office, therefore, there was no way it could be a front from Mrs. Jonathan, because as of 2008, he has already began and started thinking about how to make an airline or how to create an airline. He continued, "I brought my finances into it, airpeace, while getting support from the bank too," Mr. Onyema told the magazine then. "When I had gone halfway with the acquisition of my aircraft, I discovered that it was more than I thought. I borrowed money from the banks. Fidelity Bank is there for anyone who cares to see. I pay the bank daily, from my daily sales. It is automatic," Mr. Onyema said. That means when people buy their ticket or when you charter airpeace, the money goes into the account, he pays the bank immediately. Now, Mr. Onyema continues. Mr. Onyema said, "airpeace has become so successful that commercial bank can no longer pass on my opportunity to do business with it," even as he emphasized that the company was owned by him. "I have integrity, and every bank that knows my pedigree, like Fidelity Bank, would readily do business with me," Mr. Onyema said. "I equally borrow from Zenith Bank, but not as much as I do with Fidelity Bank. This is how I set up my airline. For the records, I own airpeace 100%. In another interview with the Vanguard, that was last October, if we all remember, Mr. Onyema said that airpeace had a staff strength of 3,000 Nigerians, 3,000, out of which about 2,000 are women. He spoke, interestingly, about the dedication of women on his staff. especially top officials like Mrs. Agaga, whose intelligence and energy said kept the company flourishing. Now, this is Njenje Media. Once more, we will come back to where people were insinuating that Airpeace, where he got the money. Now, if you remember, all those companies that Airpeace, that Mrs. Onyema actually managed, as those NGOs. What happened here is that Mr. Onyema had NGOs that they set up during Yaradua's time between 2007 and 2010 until Yaradua died. He used these companies to work for peace, work for the government, and work with the militants. He was the brain behind the amnesty program, where government spent billions of dollars. And actually, in Warri, people say, now where person working go chop. He worked and he was paid. He got money from the government. According to him, in one of the interviews he granted to, I think that was Channels, earlier this year after the South African saga, he actually said in his own words that yes, he got paid and that oil companies equally paid him. So, in all these things, you can see where he got the money. The bulk of the money, aside the real estate, yes, but the bulk of the money he got was from the, from the work he did within the Niger Delta, where he got paid. At the end of the day, we think the reason why he's been, hunted is because he is playing in the league where your skin color makes you and puts you at disadvantage. Once more, we hope this broadcast has helped you to understand where Allen Onyema got his money and how he floated Airpeace. So subscribe to the channel, ensure that you follow this channel, click on the bell icon. Whenever we upload new videos, you'll be among the first to know. We are here for you. Meet us at the comment section. If there is any topic that you want us to address that bothers you, please go to the comment section and drop us an email if you so wish. That is njenjemedia@gmail.com. Once more, this is Njenje Media TV.